friends. I be cooking up like I'm a chef. Michelin star, they know I'm the best. I got the beats, the bars, the flows. I had to go separate me from the rest. I got the heat, they calling me Spo. I feel in the lead whenever I step up to the plate. And I be counting the days till I become one of the greats. Dedicate 2020 for the Kobe. I'ma be ballin' while they in the nosebleed. MVP, I'm getting a trophy. Living the spirit of moment, Ginobili. Not on my level, they all be below me. I'm too lit, they tryna control me. Good on my own, but I don't be lonely. Now they be saying they wanting to hold me down. 2.0, but I'm numero uno. Circle small like sumo. Travel the world and see new places, but I don't go where you go. Follow the leader, copying me, but they cannot be what I'm on. The best MC they ever gon' see. Been on the grind for too long. They thought I was finished, but I'll never stop. Handling business and I've been investing. My pockets extended, I'm getting the guap. I'm never jealous, I've been getting better. I look in the mirror and see my competitor. Counting the bills like I'm working the register, but I'm not regular, I've been a boss. Ballin' like I'm Randy Moss. Never been worried about taking a loss. Now I don't even look at what it costs. I just be swiping a platinum card. I've been on top of my game for 10 years straight. I fell in love with the chase to be at the top. And I'll be back for a whole nother season, whether they ready or not. Yeah, hey. When it come down to it and you send it through, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you slept on me, now you ask for the handout, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you talk about business, you ain't talking about millions, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you wanna be a part of my life, tryna stay the night, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. Got a new spot, living like a vacation, feeling good, I don't need any validation. All my debt been paid in, and when the boat starts sinking, I'ma save it. Pulling everybody up, keeping all the money tucked. Talk to my pops and he told me that I'm proud of you, but I'm not done yet, not until his sunset. Putting everything on my back like the ground wet. I don't wanna talk if you ain't tryna listen. I don't need 2 cents, I'ma need $1 million. Started from the bottom and I haven't hit my ceiling. I don't want a room, I be tryna buy the whole damn building. What up? When it come down to it and you send it through, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you slept on me, now you ask for the handout, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you talk about business, you ain't talking about millions, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you wanna be a part of my life, tryna stay the night, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. Forgive me for my honesty, I'm unapologetic. Could've signed a deal, but I'd rather have the leverage. Tell me what to do, but I never got the message. The game needs saving, I be feeling like the medic. Gotta start move around with an NDA. Everybody safe in my bubble like the NBA. Paying off the refs when they tryna play. I don't need the cheat codes, I'ma find a way. I be moving like a king, like LeBron with the ring. You ain't seen what I seen, how you tell me what to be. In Miami, I'm surrounded by some models. I done put in my time, now I get to live how I want it, come on. When it come down to it and you send it through, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you slept on me, now you ask for the handout, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you talk about business, you ain't talking about millions, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. When you wanna be a part of my life, tryna stay the night, I'ma hit you back like nah, nah, nah. I'm feeling out of sight and I'm running out of time. You've been trying to test my patience and you studying my mind. I've been trying to work it out, but I'm not stronger than the lies. I've been thinking about it, thinking about living without it, but I've been fighting the feeling and I've been losing, not winning. I wanna stay in the moment when I'm with you, I be zoning. And girl, it feel like the ocean, but I've been having trouble fast lane, trying to get this cash, man. Turn me to a savage, didn't mean to damage anything that you got going. Should've talked about it, I got caught in the moment. But I love when you come and you stay for the night. I've been working a lot and you keeping me right, and I wanted it. I don't wanna flip, but I'm thinking long term, and I don't think you want the life I live. Girl, you know I wanna stay down, but I didn't mean to do you like that. Girl, you know that I've been playing around, but I didn't mean to use you like that. I've been going day to day, trying not to fade away. I don't wanna separate from you, but we got our different ways. We've been playing different games. I don't wanna change, but I got to. Yeah, we here, 2022. Let's go. My mind been working like a mile a minute. It took a little time, but I'm back to business. I'm coming all year cause I had to finish. And the flow too sick, that's a real pandemic. Everyone dropping some mid these days. I only listen to my own shit these days. And as a lady, be looking like a real thin line between jealousy and hate these days. What's the problem? I don't ever got one. I done paid my dues and now I'm back to balling. A lot of options I got involved in. I don't make the rules, but I be shot calling. I never faking, my bank inflated. My brother just called like, damn, you made it. They busy hating, I'm stacking paper. They sold, now they friends with Satan. I'm doing what I wanted when I started as a kid, and ain't nobody thinking I would end up like this. I've never been the type to get all caught up in the mix. I'd rather be alone, spending time in the crib. Rap game looking like high school now, and everybody buying some fake views now. I ain't never been too scared of defeat, and my fans know I'ma stay 10 toes down. I take a risk, I put my own money up. My homies solid and they know who I trust. These rappers capping when they showing me love. They calling me bro, but we never met up. What's the motive? I don't second guess it. I've been the coldest, my ice expensive. I'm in control and that's not to mess with. I'm climbing up while they see the exit. Yeah, 2022 I'm here. Schoolboy Q on a man of the year. I got big plans that a man should fear, and I bet on myself, got a gambling career. The conversation got my name deleted. The tables turn, but I still be feeding. The haters mad, they got another reason. Present you back for another season. I'm off this. Girl, but she home now. I wanna make love with you. I wanna wake up with you. Oh yeah. We staying up late till the morning. See the sun rise and we on it. I wanna make love with you. I wanna wake up with you. Oh yeah. She living out west, but she from the east. I told her I needed her company, cause she the only one who really knows everything I go through, trying to make it in the industry. And lately I've been stressed out, but she told me slow down, boy, you know that you blessed now. She really got away with the words, they be hitting me right like she been my missing piece. She calling Postmates for a plate now, but you the only one I wanna take out. We gonna take it slow for the night, doing everything you like, and I'm never gonna fade out. I'll be right here till the morning. You looking kinda cute when you snoring, but baby just tell me what you want and I'll get it all done, cause nothing's more important. Ride around town with her top down. West Coast girl, but she home now. I wanna make love with you. I wanna wake up with you. Oh yeah. We staying up late till the morning. See the sun rise and we on it. I wanna make love with you. I wanna wake up with you. Oh yeah. Known you for a while, but it's like we just met. This a new time, but we acting like when the music didn't make a change in my life. Now it's VIP, everything all night. Took you to the game and we hit the show too. Maybe next time we can hit Nobu. And I know you want me, not the money now. I've been feeling so high, never coming down. Thinking about the next time I see you. These other girls couldn't ever be you, cause they ain't really got it like that. You a one-on-one girl, you just popping like that, oh yeah. Wish that I could just fly out, but this life got me tied down. Gotta stay home for a minute, but I'm coming back soon, and we gonna just ride out. Ride around town with a top down. West Coast girl, but she home now. I wanna make love with you, I wanna wake up with you, oh yeah. We staying up late till the morning, see the sunrise and we on it. I wanna make love with you, I wanna wake up with you, oh yeah. Yeah, I do what I want whenever I want. Looking for me, I've been on the run. Hop on a plane to a new place. I done it all, but still not enough. I want a crib that come with a gate. I want a meal inside of my safe. I want my fam to not work again so they can enjoy the rest of their days. Nobody doing the things that I'm doing, so it's getting hard for me to relate. I just keep working and working and working. Don't have any room that's left on my plate. I got a vision that's bigger than most, so I do not care whatever they say. I'm keeping everyone with me afloat, and I'ma keep on riding the wave. Been through the highs, I've been through the lows. Nothing gon' change the man that I am. Living the life I wanted the most. I won't complain about nothing again. I pray that everyone reaches their goals so they can feel the words that I'm saying. Ain't nothing better than living your dream. Can't put a price on what I became, yeah. Moving on a down low, I be switching time zones. The way that I've been living, feel like I'm soprano. They can't slow me down, no. I get what I asked for. The way that I've been living, feel like I'm soprano. Always thought I would live like this. Got 5 stars every time I trip. Betting on me and it always hits. Come for the king and you better not miss. One man army, I do it all. They never thought I'd make it this far. Ain't no way they stopping me now. Stuck to the top so I can't fall. Sun keep shining and I keep winning. Not online, I really be living. All around the world I'm chilling. Get in my room at the top of the building. Put in my phone on airplane mode. Feeling the best when I be alone. Need a massage every day of the week. Get rid of the stress in my bones. Already know where I'm headed. I've been on a journey, don't need no direction. I got my attorney to bring all the bread in, and I got my feet up while the sun is setting. I take in the moment, never gonna take it for granted. Gave it a chance and I made it happen. Focused on me, I don't need distraction. Living a dream, I don't need a caption. Moving on a down low, I be switching time zones. The way that I've been living, feel like I'm soprano. They can't slow me down, no. I get what I asked for. The way that I've been living, feel like I'm soprano. Yeah, ayy, I can't stop, I'm on the way to the top. Got another flight to hop, I can't stop. Got a new whip and a lot, got a new crib, I'm a cop. I won't stop, got a whole family and friends. Everybody needs their M's, I won't stop. I will not play pretend, I'ma keep going to the end.
I can't stop, I'm on the way to the top. Got another flight to hop, I can't stop. Got a new whip and a lot, got a new crib, I'm a cop. I won't stop, got a whole family and friends. Everybody needs their M's, I won't stop. I will not play pretend, I'ma keep going to the end.
8 years I've been building up, still 24, that's Kobe love. Graduated my second school, I did it all, can't get enough. Moving out to Miami though, it's floor to ceiling my windows. 10 Latinas be running around, I tell them all, let's vámonos. Biggest thing in my city, get rich or die like 50. My parents immigrated from Iraq, nothing was the same like Drizzy. My last name is my empire, I broke through and I set fire. Keep adding gas, can't cool me down, all Louis V is drip or drown. I can't stop, I'm on the way to the top. Got another flight to hop, I can't stop. Got a new whip and a lot, got a new crib, I'm a cop. I won't stop, got a whole family and friends. Everybody needs their M's, I won't stop. I will not play pretend, I'ma keep going to the end.
I can't stop, I'm on the way to the top. Got another flight to hop, I can't stop. Got a new whip and a lot.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Holy cow, that is a lot of hype. It just kind of like I tried to hold it back. Like, I know I saw Beardsec in chat talking about being too early. Everybody's like, oh my god, it's so early, but I just couldn't help the hype. I couldn't help the hype. I know it's early. Carmen is out of town. I woke up, had a great day of golf yesterday, and decided, you know what? Let's do that thing. Let's do that thing where we turn on the camera and we talk into a microphone and we say really, really awesome stuff. So top of the morning to you. I'm super glad to see you. It is Friday morning tea with a hacker. I do have tea this morning. So for those who have not been around, tea with a hacker is a thing. I usually have a big old gulping thing of tea. It used to be that I would just do tea. And then Carmen bought one of those, I don't know if it's a super automatic. I don't know what the technical term is, but she bought this thing where I can make espressos, however you say it, espressos, I don't know, whatever it is, right? And so now I can make my dirty chai teas at home. And so that's what I got here. I make my own homemade dirty chais, which means I brew my own tea. And when I talk about brewing my own tea, for those who are new to Tea with a Hacker, I truly do brew my own tea. And so, Callie, this is for you, and as well as all my other tea drinkers out there who appreciate the different types of tea. I'm a huge chai tea fan. Like, I absolutely love some chai tea, and so I got two new ones that I've picked up. I'm gonna show you the one I haven't tried yet. This is the let's see if this shows up on camera. There we go, a little bit. Chaga chai mushroom tea. Now, I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms, but I was willing to give it a shot because it's chai. But a lot of good ingredients to this. The one that I have today, and this one is pretty potent. Right there, Tiger Eye Chai. Right? Loose leaf tea. I love brewing my own loose leaf tea. Black tea, aniseed, cinnamon, ginger, black peppercorn, cloves. Lots of good stuff in this. I love me some chai tea. And then a nice shot of espresso. I don't think my tea person has got a section from Turkey. I'd be more than happy to try chai from Turkey. I don't think I've ever had chai from Turkey, but I absolutely would love to. Absolutely would love to. So welcome everybody. We are streaming across, we're streaming across multiple platforms: YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, X. I'm not doing Instagram or TikTok this morning, although I usually do also drop in some Instagram or TikTok streaming as well. Make sure you do hit those exclamation point socials in chat. Do get access to all those social media accounts. Do follow us across all the social medias because we do post content frequently. With that being said, this is our Friday morning AMA stream. I love the Friday mornings, right? Because we get to sit down. We get to chill. There's no guests. There's no expectations. It's the end of the week for folks in Europe and beyond, and it's the start of the last day of the week for folks here in the U.S. My folks over in California, as they wake up at 5 o'clock, are like, why the hell is Neil streaming at 5 o'clock in the morning? They're going to have just the same shock as you guys in the Midwest and the East Coast who saw me stream this morning. But this is our Friday morning AMA stream. We do encourage questions. Why? Because here we go, right? It's Friday morning. It's the end of the week. Who knows what's happened since the last time we've talked? The world has changed. RSA was this week. Everybody ready to do a push-up for every single time I say AI on this stream and look like Chris Evans at the end of it? Who knows what kind of stuff we're going to be talking about coming out of RSA this week. Woo! Yeah, RSA. We'll talk about RSA here in a little bit too, but we do ask your questions, drop it in the chat. We see questions starting to come in already. We'll grab those questions just like you saw before. Grab those questions, stick them into a queue, and answer them in kind. This goes across any platform, where you're hearing my voice, drop those questions in anywhere. We do have only one rule. We do ask that you be respectful and only ask your question once. If you ask it more than once, it may be considered spamming, and my mods may time you out. Is it okay to ask career-related questions? Yes, let's talk about anything. Listen, here's what I tell people, right? I got well over 20 years of experience in this space. I've done everything from hacking with the National Security Agency, being a state-sponsored hacker for the United States government, to being a CISO. I've done a startup as well as big companies like Fortune 100. I've had to deal with some crazy politics. I've been in consulting with big four firms like PwC. I've spoken at conferences. I've been a media representative for news organizations to talk about cyber threats. I've been a SANS instructor as well as an instructor for numerous other organizations. I play golf and I got cancer. Ask me anything truly does mean anything. I love it. I love talking about everything. This is my time that I sit down here with you. We bullshit about cyber. We bullshit about golf. We just generally answer some questions. I want to give a huge shout out to my moderator team. You can see them lurking around in chat. BeardSec, DJ BSec. Go check out his Mad Tunes with a hacker beat on his Twitch channel. Make sure you give a round of claps in all the channels. Hands. Lots of hand props for all my moderators. They tirelessly, effortlessly volunteer their time to make sure that chat is free of racist, sexist, misogynistic, elitist, and otherwise toxic behavior. We have a zero tolerance for that on this channel. Zero tolerance. If you do get put on a timeout or a ban, I would encourage you to chat with a moderator. Don't chat with me. I don't control that. I'll let my moderator team run that. I do trust them explicitly. They've been with me for 3 long years. I think it'll be 3 years. So guys, keep me on. Oh, no, we're in 2024. Jesus, 4 years. Guys, we're coming up on a 4-year mark of streaming. Still got the same crew? Jeez. They've been with me 4 long years. They're awesome. I love every single one of them. I couldn't do this job without them. I do truly appreciate them. All right. I think that's out of the way. I think there was something else I was going to mention in there, but I forgot. That's what happens when you don't do your intro for a while. I do want to bring you up to date just on a couple of things. I do have a programming announcement. I'll wait a little while because I know it's still super early in the morning for a programming announcement. I do have a programming announcement. I would like to share a recent win for the Veterans Golf Association at the lovely Tot Hill Farm. This is a green flag. They usually hang these flags on the pins in the green. And so the winners usually get a green flag from the golf course they won. And, nice little VGA pin there. That was good. It was a close finish. It was a close finish. I was 4 under par when I finished the last hole, and there was a guy right behind me who was 3 under par. And he birdied the last hole, made him 4 under par, and so they had to go to a tiebreaker in my golf league. In this particular golf league, the tiebreaker goes to there's holes that are rated from 1 to 18 on whichever one's the most difficult to whichever one's the least difficult. They usually call that the number 1 handicap hole because it's the hardest hole on the golf course. And so they go to the number 1 handicap hole and they see who scored better on the number 1 handicap goal or handicap green. And I birdied the number 1 handicap hole and he parred it. So that made me the winner on that one. So I won through scorecard playoff, but still I'll take a win. A win is a win and I love it. That's so for those who are keeping track, when I started streaming at the beginning of the year, there was one goal that I had, right? One of the goals was to win twice this year. I won once last year, I won twice this year. We're 50% to our goal. I've had a couple second place finishes. I've had a couple top 10 finishes. It's summertime league. And so my golf schedule, like I've got a pretty intense, I think there was a question here about golf. I'll go ahead and push that one. Or maybe one of the mods can find that one and push that one. But now that we're in summer league, right? I am playing tournaments Tuesday evening, Thursday evening, and then I usually have my bigger events Saturday and Sunday, right? And so I've Monday, so I've hired a new coach. I keep meaning to give my coach some props on social media, but I've hired a new coach. I've got a physical therapist that's also a chiropractor. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, if you've never had your back or your hips aligned, that is an amazing experience. I'd never had it done before, but the first time that he cracked my back and contorted my body and popped my hips out, I was like, I feel like Gumby. I feel like Gumby. For those overseas who don't know what Gumby is, go search Gumby. I promise you won't lead to anything NSFW. But I felt like Gumby after he did it. I was like, hell yeah, this is great. And so, I've got a new physical therapist. So Monday morning, I'm in the gym, working hard, trying to get strong. Golf strong is different than normal strong. I can tell you that for sure. Golf strong is way different. Right? Focus on fast twitch muscles, swinging a golf club really fast. If you saw my post on X last night, Twitter, if you saw my post on Instagram last night, I'm steady, rocking pretty close to 300-yard drives, which just for reference, the PGA Tour average is about 283. So as long as I can stay around that for being a 45-year-old person who's not played golf his entire life, has only been at it for a year, I'd say being able to be close to the PGA Tour average when it comes to drives is pretty good. Monday evening is usually all simulator time. Tuesday morning is chipping and putting. Tuesday evening is league ball. Wednesday is back in the gym, back to the physical therapist, back to the chiropractor, more simulator work. Thursday morning is golf before work. Thursday evening is golf after work. Friday is my only down day. Today is my only down day. Tomorrow I have a practice round, and Sunday I have a practice round because next weekend we got a tournament. The weekend after that we got a doubleheader. Whew. How's golf going? Intense. I learned so much about myself and so much about my capabilities as I play golf. If you saw in chat in Discord, we talked about comparing what I'm going through now with golf to what some of you have gone through or are going through in your cyber careers. And I know it's hard sometimes to listen to me talk because it was a long time ago that I had to take CEH or take GCIH or take GPen or take OSCP. It was a long time ago when I had to get my first pen testing job. And so, I can appreciate that sometimes there's this cognitive dissonance where you feel like I can't relate because it was so long ago for me. The world was different. The requirements were different. And so I very much put myself into your shoes when I'm out there on the golf course trying to figure out how to pursue this dream of mine. Like, Neil, how the hell are you going to equate your dream of going to the PGA with my dream of going to be a pen tester? They're dreams, right? We both have them. They both seem unattainable at the time. They both drive happiness. They both drive you to a desire to do things that you wouldn't normally do, to push yourself to boundaries that you normally wouldn't push yourself towards. It requires lots of learning, lots of discipline, lots of dedication. You're not going to see results immediately. Boy, has that been a learning one for me. I forgot what that was like. Let me explain to you. So I posted up that post last night about my drive, 300 yards. For the golfers in the room, drop some notes in chat like how hard it is to hit driver, let alone to hit driver straight, let alone to hit driver straight with some good distance on it, right? It's not an easy task. coaches, I've spent a year with coaches working on my golf swing. And while other aspects of my golf swing have done really, really well, my driver has continued to elude me. And I equate that to, have you ever had that concept during your learning? Right? Maybe you're traditionally a programmer, but networking fails you, right? Or maybe you're traditionally a networking guy and web app stuff fails you. Right? And you're like, why can't I get this? I can understand all this other stuff. This stuff works well for me. I can make this happen. I can run this exploit. I can do this analysis. I can read packets this way, or I can read code this way. You're doing all of this stuff, but the one thing that you know that you can't do is driving you bonkers. And so what do? You work on it. 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 And you work on it, and you read and you research and you reverse engineer and you pick it apart and you try to understand. You try to understand what it is that you don't know about that's causing it not to work for you. And eventually something clicks. Eventually you have a breakthrough. Eventually you pass a cert. Eventually you finish that box and hack the box or try hack me that you couldn't finish before. And all of a sudden you go, holy cow, that's it. That's the magic. That's the feeling that I've been missing. That's what I've been going through with golf. And that's what I say is it's awesome to be able to get back to that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of solving problems. And golf is a crazy problem to solve. Somebody on LinkedIn said golf is hard, which makes it fun. Golf is fun because it's you versus you, in my opinion. I've always said that, right? It's fun because you're the only one that you got to compete against. You're the only one that, you got to try to do better than. Somebody out there designed a golf course. You got to try to beat that golf course. You could look at it as you versus the golf course, but at the end of the day, when I step onto that tee box, nobody else is responsible for swinging that club. Just like when you get to work, nobody else is responsible for what you learned or what you didn't learn. I love it. So golf is good. Practice is awesome. I am absolutely loving my practice. It is intense. Like I admit, like my absence has largely been just my sheer amount of golfing that I'm doing. Tips for security onion configuration, pivoting obviously over to cyber topics now. Tips for security onion configuration, read the docs. I mean, so listen, I will always say, ask me any questions. I don't care. Ask me any questions. I'll answer any questions. I'll ask any questions. This question's super broad. You ask a super broad question, I'm going to give you a super broad answer. Tips for security onion, go read the documentation. Go watch some YouTube videos. Like, that's it. That's it. I mean, that's not tongue-in-cheek. It's like, my biggest tip for anything is go read the documentation. Carmen's in New York. She's texting me. Let's take a selfie. Let's take a selfie for Carmen. What's going on? There we go. Take a selfie for Carmen. Everybody say hi to Carmen. We'll take a selfie and we'll send it to her. I know I got somebody. Carly says, why did I smile? Yes. Listen, like if you're asking for tips on something, the number one take should always be go to the internet. And I hate to be the old guy in the room. Beardsec laughed at me earlier. He was like, "Oh, everybody watch out. The old guy's yelling in the room." Yeah, I was yelling in the room a little bit. I'm going to yell in the room again. I'm going to be the old guy in the room. I'm going to say, listen, back in my day, We didn't have the internet. We didn't have YouTube, right? Remember, I was hacking websites that were in links. If you got to go search it, that way you understand what links is. Over bulletin board systems, over 56K modems. And I actually had a high school kid that I was talking to one time. He says, "You want me to believe that you were hacking over a 56K modem?" And I was like, "You better believe it, buddy." Right? And I say all that to say, like, I couldn't go to YouTube when I wanted to learn what the Etsy shadow and the Etsy password file were back in the old HPUX days. I couldn't go to YouTube and read about it. I couldn't go to, some website and read about it. Right? And I don't say that to say that makes me better. I absolutely say that to say that the opposite. I'm jealous of you. I am jealous of you people these days. The amount of resources that you all have at your disposal to be able to go and answer a question like, do you have any security onion tips? Oh my God. I would never do justice to answer that question. That's why I say it like that, because anything I say will be subpar to what you could find on the internet. Hence my response. I'm okay talking about this. Let's talk about this. We also get a lot of disinformation too. Let me ask you, and I'm serious on this one. I'd rather have more information and be able to discern it myself than to have it spoon-fed to me. I would rather get as much information as humanly possible and be able to sift through it myself, determine what's real and what's not, than to have my information limited. Right? So you can say that, like, there was disinformation on the news long before there were computers. There was disinformation in the newspaper long before there was computers. Psychological operations has been going on for a really long time. It's been a staple of warfare since the Roman Empire. On those same lines, this is an excellent question. This is an excellent follow-up question. How do you make a good decision with the information when the information has a lot of variance? This is a good question, right? Because, let's take a simple search. How do I exploit XYZ, right? How do I reverse engineer malware 123, right? And you're going to go out there and you're going to see a lot of opinions. This is, again, I'll make a golf reference here because I run into the same thing with golf. Right? If you've ever tried to learn golf and gone to YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram to try to learn golf, the amount of seemingly expert golf opinions that exist out there far exceeds the noise that we hear in cybersecurity. I can guarantee you that. Everybody on golf TikTok and golf Instagram thinks that they can fix your slice with one simple tip. This one tip will fix your slice. You ever see that TikTok? Learn how to hack Instagram in 30 seconds. There's tons of opinions out there. What makes information hard is to really be able to grab that information and be able to parse through it so that you can make a decision about what is legitimate and what isn't. And I think first one to die says it best, right? The more you go through training and documentation, the more you learn to recognize BS and question bad advice. And I think that that's it. The more I have found, the way that I answer this question is that I have found, and this has worked out for me, especially when it comes to golf. The more I consume, the more I try to apply it out on the golf course, the quicker I can look back and go, that's bullshit. Right? That's clickbait. That's not good advice. Hidden in the noise are the good nuggets. And it's part of your job. And I say this in the sense of like part of your journey of growing up in cyber, just like part of my journey in growing up in golf, is learning and recognizing bullshit. Because whether you're dealing with it now, my folks who are listening to chat and have supervisory positions in cyber, how much BS do you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis? How much sifting through other people's BS do you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis? How many times do you have to discern somebody's veiled attempt to pretend like they know what they're saying so that you can get to the real answer? So whether you recognize it or not, you're actually learning a valuable skill by having to sift through BS that's out there. And quickly, this becomes really apparent right here. I'm looking at LinkedIn now because I made a giant post on LinkedIn yesterday. And boy, when you ask salespeople to reach out to you on LinkedIn, you can quickly tell the quality of the salespeople that follow you. Because I probably only had 5 or 6 salespeople that actually read my LinkedIn post and followed the instructions on my LinkedIn post when they reached out to me. And that's a quick indicator to how to sift through the BS. Right? When you realize that people are just following a play card or just following a playbook, or, you know, they've just been told to say these things. Hey, whenever you reach out to a new prospect, copy and paste this thing. I had a senior moment there. Blah, blah. Copy and paste this sales pitch and then be on your way. Right? As Stun says, slaps a new coat of paint on some mid technology for a high price. I don't think vendors realize we're in a cost conscious time period in security technologies. I'm missing my budgets that I've had years ago. Boy, I had some nice budgets when I was at some other companies. I am missing that these days, for sure. For sure. Stuns, you're gonna trigger me, Stuns. You're gonna trigger me, XDR. I hate it. That's what I said. Like. I have not read any of the follow-ups to RSA yet, but I can only imagine how many usages of the word AI are going to come out of RSA. I can only imagine. Let's talk about this here a little bit. Callie over on YouTube, right? Callie's running double duty. He's commenting on YouTube and commenting on Twitch all at the same time, right? How many people in your organization actually know what your job role is in cyber? I had to chat with somebody yesterday who asked me to explain the structure of a CISO organization. Now, I don't know if those of you who work in cybersecurity would have the same thought as me, but I spent an hour and a half on the phone with this individual, It was a great conversation. I don't disparage the individual for asking the question. I don't disparage for the lack of knowledge, but I walked away from the conversation, and this was a person who had been in a role in IT and some cybersecurity organizations. And they were trying to understand what a security org looks like. You got a CISO, here are the things that exist underneath the CISO, here are the functional roles, here are the job titles, here's how it's broken out, blah, 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 all the way down. Imagine building a virtual org tree for somebody. And I got off the phone with them, and Callie, you're 100% right. How many people in your organization don't know what your role is in cyber? I was surprised. I had a self-realization that there's more people who don't even understand the role of the security org as a whole. They don't understand the functional breakdowns of what goes into a security team. Who does what? What are the functions there? Things like that. To me, that was what I walked away with was, yeah, there's a lot of people who don't know the difference between a pen tester and a blue teamer, or, couldn't discern a Splunk alert from an elk alert, or, I think all of that stuff is to be pretty expected. Like, oh, you're an incident responder. What do you do all day, right? To me, I can at least appreciate that. I wouldn't even begin to know what a paralegal does on a day-to-day basis. Right? I wouldn't even begin to know what a procurement analyst does on a day-to-day basis, right? And so I don't disparage that. But it did floor me that we've done such a poor job. Like when we talk about why companies aren't taking cybersecurity seriously, when people in the org don't even understand what the function of a CISO org is, I think that was pretty eye-opening for me. I think that was pretty eye-opening for me. I liked it. I do. I like teaching people about things like that. I do. I absolutely think about... I love teaching folks that type of stuff. Let's see. Going back to the questions. Again, don't forget, this is our Friday morning AMA stream. I will be ending the stream at about 9:30, 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. I do have that's why I started early. I do have a 10 o'clock meeting that I do have to attend to, so I wanted to get the stream in early and get enough time to chat with everybody. I do have a programming announcement. I'll probably wait another 30 minutes-ish or so to kind of talk about the programming announcement, but I do have a pretty important programming announcement to kind of talk about. Callie, you asked a really good one, but you already asked one already, so I'm going to skip that one from you just because, this is always a fun one. Is the tech industry on a downturn when it comes to hiring? It seems like the qualifications to get in are going up and the jobs going down. I will talk about this question all day long because I think it's super important. This isn't a tech industry problem. Please, like there's a saying, it may not resonate completely across all the geographies of the folks that watch us on this stream, right? Which is numerous. But there's a saying that says, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. The same can be said for your perception on the world, right? Oh my God, it's so hard to get a job. Oh my God, everybody's doing layoffs. Oh my God, the world is collapsing. I've sent out 1,000 recs and I can't get a job in cyber. 2,000 recs, 4,000 recs. I've been at it for a year. We've got lots of people in this community who have been at it for a year. Right? It's real easy to look at the world and then say, the sky is falling. Tech must be dying. No, guys, it's just a shit economic environment. That's it at the end of the day. Like, tech isn't dying, cyber isn't dying, IT isn't dying, AI is not replacing us. This isn't the start of the AI revolution. There isn't some Elon Musk chatbot sitting in a sock laughing at you because it took your job. I promise you that. Okay? It's just a shit economic situation. Yeah, Stuns, Elon Musk probably would make the robot, actually do the laugh and be like, haha, I took your job. Everybody's all up in arms over the Google thing, right? Everybody's all up in arms over the Google thing where, oh my God, I have to say it in the overly reactive voice when I do it. Like, you hear me, I can't even like say it in a normal tone. Oh my God, Google laid off so many core IT people in favor of offshore labor. I have a very cynical approach to that, right? Let alone, like, that is obviously a clearly clickbaity title, and that is not at all how it all went down. I will also always attest that if you're worried that somebody else can do your job for cheaper, then you should probably look at your own skills. I fully believe that. If you're worried that if they put you and somebody else in a room and on a checkbox, they can literally go back and forth and check your skills, and what you do at work is that easy, and you can checkbox it back and forth, and you don't recognize that as a business, that is a no effing brainer. Then I think you need to go back to business school, not cyber school. There, I said it. If you're worried that you can do 5 things for $100,000 a year and somebody overseas can do those exact same 5 things for $10,000 a year, and you don't understand why a business would choose B over A, you need to go to business school. If you are not constantly learning, if you are not constantly upskilling yourself, if you are not constantly making yourself valuable, you've got no room to complain. The company doesn't owe you anything. Say it with me. Look in the mirror. Everybody's got those like reversing cameras on their phone. Look at the selfie. The company doesn't owe you anything. They don't owe you to be fair. So I say all that to say, be realistic with your expectations, right? The tech industry is not on a downturn, but we are evolving, right? And that's an important conversation to have. That's something you should be thinking about, right? The economy is shit. There's nothing anybody on this stream or anybody or anywhere else can do anything about the economy. It is what it is. You gotta grip it like a Texas steer. Hopefully my folks in Texas who know that reference will correct me if I got it right or wrong. But you gotta hold on to it like a Texas steer. And you just gotta ride it out. But you can do some things that give you a little bit better advantage in the current market. We had Jeremy Ventura on stream a couple of streams ago, And he talked about his going through layoffs, going back into the job market, and how he's been successful in landing his role post-unemployment. He been unemployed. God, I wish Jeremy was here. He's in California. I can't text him. He's probably just now waking up. He was only unemployed for probably 3 months before he landed a new role. And I love Jeremy to death. I think he's an awesome dude, but it's not like he's a genius. Right? He's an awesome dude, and I'd hire him in a heartbeat, but I'd hire him because he's a hard worker, right? But we're not talking about like some guys that I work with at Query that are just like brainiac freaking smart, right? He got the job because he networked, because he made himself known, because every single time somebody needed to solve a problem, his name came up. Because every single time there was a conversation, he was in it. And that's a mentality that I've always tried to teach you all. It frustrates me because you get so, you all get so hyper-focused on search, and you get so hyper-focused on having your own CVE, and you get so hyper-focused on some of this other stuff. And you forget that at the end of the day, it's, are you known? And I'm not talking about like whether you're John Hammond and you got 1.5 million YouTube followers and your name appears everywhere. When there's a problem, when a circle of people that you're networked to think of a problem, do they think, hey, I should call Neil? Maybe he's got some advice. Right? Maybe he's got some thoughts on the matter. Oh, hey, I need a guest for a podcast. Neil is always down to be a guest on a podcast. Let's call Neil. I need help researching this thing. I need help in this CTF. I need help with this learning. I need help with this studying. Your networking will determine your success or failure in this industry. I don't know how many more people I got to bring onto this stream to tell you that. So I don't think that it's not a matter of whether the industry is on a downturn. Qualifications to, I want to address the second part of this. I went off on a little bit of a soapbox here, right? Qualifications to get in are going up and jobs are going down. That's not necessarily a true statement. It's not that qualifications to get in are going up. This is, again, economics 101. It is supply and demand. Say it with me out loud. Supply and demand. There have been tens of thousands, almost hundreds of thousands of IT and cyber job layoffs. That is hundreds of thousands of people that have been inserted back into the job market. There's your supply. Layoffs have happened. Teams are getting smaller. Demand is going down. Right? When demand goes down because budgets are tight, because headcount costs a lot of money, and supply goes up, you as the job seeker have what they refer to in the marketplace as more competition. So what you're seeing isn't qualifications going up and jobs going down in the sense that in the sense of an indicator of economic downturn. What you're seeing is a supply and demand feature where there are more of you than there is demand for a job. That has nothing to do with AI, has nothing to do with the tech downturn, and has everything to do with economics. Everything to do with economics. Damn it, Neil, I turned into your stream to hear about hacks and lead exploits and sandboxing APK files for Android phones and blah, 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 blah. I didn't tune in to hear about economics. No, but you want career advice. You want career advice, but you don't know how to hack the system. I talk about it frequently. Some of you are so concerned with being able to hack a Windows box or an Android phone or somebody's Instagram or Snapchat, but you're not willing to hack the job market. Not willing to hack the job market. All right, that soapbox is done. I could be on that one for a while. And then, see, Callie, now I can do it and not feel dirty for it, right? Callie follows up with that one, right? The biggest cyber threat right now is HR. HR and economic people, that's for sure. HR and economic people all day long. That's right. It is a Neil stream. It has been too long. I love it. I miss everybody. Listen, There is a programming announcement. I'm waiting a little while just because, like I said, I know I'm a little early for my normal crew, but I do have a programming announcement to share. So make sure you do tune in for the programming announcement. This is our Friday morning AMA stream. As you can tell, I'm sitting here drinking what am I drinking this morning? I forgot which tea I got. I'm drinking my Tiger's Eye chai latte that I made at home. Apparently, I have to tell a funny story. So I told you at the beginning of the stream, Carmen bought one of these super automatic coffee thingies. I don't even know what it is, right? It's got settings on it. It's got buttons on it, right? I know, right? Buttons. Ooh. I just said that like it was a new fancy thing. It's got buttons on it. It's got 3 little buttons on there. So you press one, you get the coffee grounds in like one of the little pucks, and then you take the puck and you do like the baristas do. You stick it underneath and you lock it in place. And it's got another little button that brews the coffee. And when I first started using it, it would brew like these tiny little things. And I'm like, that's a little bit of coffee. And so like I found a little slider that allowed me to put more liquid into the cup for the espresso. So I moved the slider and, it was like 20 seconds. I moved it to like 50 seconds, right? So I got like 50 seconds worth of water in there. Well, there was one morning, I think was it earlier this week? It may have been Monday this week. Maybe it was last week sometime. I don't know. It was one of the days. It was within the last 7 to 14 days where I was feeling like I needed a double shot. And so Carmen and I are in the kitchen. We're prepping breakfast. And I'm like, I need a double shot this morning. So I did my normal routine where I moved it to 50 seconds and I poured the coffee in. And then I took the puck out and I emptied the coffee grounds. And I did the process all over again. And made another 50-second pour into my coffee cup. She goes, "What are you doing?" And I look at her, she's got 50 eyeballs. And I'm like, I'm making a double shot of latte. Like I'm just making a double shot like I always used to get when I would go to the cafe around here. And she'd be like, "That's not a double shot." She's like, "You don't do 2 pucks of coffee." And I was like, "Why not?" She goes, "Because you've basically just given yourself 4 espresso shots of caffeine." That was a rough day. Let me just tell you, my friends, that was a rough day. That was a rough day. 4 espressos in one setting, Stuns. That was one setting. Oh, yeah. It was a lot of caffeine that morning. It was a lot of caffeine this morning. I'm surprised my heart didn't burst through my chest. Here's another good one right here. Hello, Neil. Good health to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. In my cyber journey, I'll be joining a cyber internship for 3 months soon. I want you to suggest to me a path to reach the top. For me, the top is a CISO role. Do you have any updated suggestions? If you are just now starting an internship for 3 months and your idea is to get to be to a CISO, the last thing you should be worried about is what you got to do today to get to a CISO slot. You know, I'm being realistic, right? There are some things that I think you can do. There are some things that I think you can do today that will help you continue to grow over however long it takes you to get to be a CISO, right? And I'll definitely talk about those. But don't rush to be a CISO. And you know, I have a story for everything, right? I have a story for everything. When I came out of the military, that was what I wanted to do. I'd spent 10 years in the Air Force doing cyber. You know, I was in cyber/IT well before I went in the military. It just wasn't called cyber at the time. And I saw all these companies getting hacked and breached, and I was like, I must be the CISO so that I could stop these companies from getting hacked and breached. And could you imagine what it would have been like for that version of Neil to be a CISO in an organization? I'd have been so unprepared for it. And so it was really, really hard. It was really, really hard, but I waited. I'm not ready yet. I let the imposter syndrome, and it was a little bit of imposter syndrome, but in this case, the imposter syndrome was right. I wasn't ready then. I don't know that I'm ready now, but that's a different story. I wasn't ready then, and I made a list for myself of the skills that I needed to know, or thought I needed to know, to be a successful CISO. And what I tried to do then was I tried to navigate my career so that I took roles that positioned me to be ready to be a CISO. What does that mean? I spent 10 years, right, in the Air Force hacking for the NSA. I came out and I led red teams. For companies like Fidelity, right? I built a $5 million a year ARR pen testing practice, right, for an MSP. At some point in time, I knew that I needed to leave the red teaming world, right? I love hacking. I've always loved hacking. But I knew that at some point in time, there was no path to go from a director of red team to a CISO at a respectable organization. Right? Maybe there is now, but there wasn't at the time then. And so I had to make myself move into a direction that I was uncomfortable with so that I could learn the skills that I needed to put myself into a better position to be a better CISO. That required me to work for crappy CISOs. Work with crappy CISOs. Do consulting where I had to consult with a lot of CISOs. Things like that. And so what I would say to you, right? If I had to leave you with one piece of advice that you can take with you on your internship that will not only last you for the 3 months of your internship, but it's something that you can continue to do throughout your career, is to put yourself into uncomfortable positions and succeed. That's what I would tell you. That's my advice to you. My suggestion to you: find uncomfortable positions. Speak at conferences. I saw Stuns talk about talking to other VIPs and board members, right? Find uncomfortableness in your day-to-day and excel at it. Right? That would be my biggest piece of advice to you. just because this one I saw this one come across as we were chatting about the pen testing comment that I made. If your understanding of cyber is that companies do pen test constantly, then let's debunk that really fast. There are very, very few companies. If you were to take the Fortune 1000, probably only the top 50 are guaranteed to have dedicated pen tester roles. After the top 50, pen tester roles become optional in most security orgs. This is a hard lesson for a lot of aspiring pen testers and red teamers. I'm going to break some of your hearts right now. Take a breather. Like my chiropractor says, take a deep breath in. When they go to like access my port, they always tell me to take a deep breath in so I don't hold my breath. Take a deep breath in because we're about to break your heart right now. You bring zero business value as a pen tester to an organization. I don't know. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. You bring zero value. The sooner you realize, this is coming from a guy who spent his entire career in pen testing. It's coming from a guy who made most of his living and some of his fame off of the fact that I was a, professional hacker. And I'm here to tell you that you don't bring business. But Neil, every compliance says you have to have a pen test. Cool. Here's your $5,000 for a pen test. Go do it somewhere else. Get out of my hair. Right? But Neil, hackers all day, every day are exploiting companies left and right. That's why I got a SOC team. They're the frontline soldiers that are defending me on a day-to-day basis. Not you. You know what you do as a pen tester? You bring me problems. And then you run off into a corner bragging on YouTube and Twitter about the problems that you bring because you think it's cool. Most of you don't look at pen testing as a partnership with the orgs that you're working with. And so you create resentment, angst. All right? Think about that for a second. Most of you think that pen testing is just about the hacking. And that's why you don't bring any business value. In most stores, let's throw some numbers. This isn't just Neil's opinion. Let's throw numbers. I've consulted with PwC, large Big Four consulting firm. I've probably talked to 100 plus large cybersecurity organizations. I've led and built cybersecurity organizations for Fortune 100 companies. In all that time, my biggest team that I led myself, we had 70 people on the team. 70 people on the team. Of those 70 people, I had one pen tester. One. Not because I didn't want more. Lord knows I wanted more. But when money time came, I had to look across my organization and where do I put my resources when I'm given 1 or 2 headcount? Do I hire more pen testers? Or do I hire more people that are protecting the intellectual property of the company on a day-to-day basis? Back to economics, back to business decisions. Who do I hire? Will I hire more SOC analysts, security engineers to support those SOC analysts? Threat hunters? Security architects, security engineers? GRC people? Do I hire more of them, or do I hire one lone pen tester that's going to go out there and find some small microcosm of a problem where I've got 250,000 endpoints, as many people across the globe in 170 countries, manufacturing environments in almost every single one of them? No. Companies these days are not doing pen testing most of the time. That's why, like, when we get to this supply and demand conversation, you need to be realistic. This is why some of you are applying to pen tester roles left and right and wondering why you're not getting in. Because everybody else wants to be a pen tester, and the amount of roles that are available out there is so infinitesimally small. It's less than 1 in 70 in most cybersecurity organizations. This is a red herring. Look, let's follow this. Like, I love this back and forth. This is the value of cyber insecurity, right? This is the value of doing the stream live. Let's talk about this, right? I'm happy to do this. Does rootkit malware passing Cisco firewall, does those malware destroy any organization? Recent data breach in AT&T network, right? Like, you can listen. There will always be a rootkit malware 0-day. You know what else there will also be? People with password 123. Pen testing doesn't fix password 123. Pen testing doesn't fix the rootkit that will bypass the Cisco firewall. Pen testing doesn't fix any of that. Drop it in chat what pen testing fixes. Drop in chat the thing that pen testing fixes. Right? All these fantastic. Hey, there you go. I love it. Let's do this. I love this. Let's do this. I love this. This is awesome. You know what else does this? Vulnerability scans. Boom, he got it right there. Confirms that the vulnerability assessment is being done. You know what else does this? Vulnerability scans. You know what else does this? Vulnerability scans. And they all do it cheaper than a pen test in an automated fashion that rolls into your SOC, passes the ticket over to engineering and IT for them to fix. And just because you come in once a year to do it and tell me about it, doesn't mean it's going to get fixed any faster than my vulnerability scans. If you're hiring a pen tester, oh my God. I used to tell, like, I told you I built a $5 million pen testing practice, $5 million ARR pen testing practice. When they would bring companies to me to pen test, I would ask them, I'd say, have you ever done a vulnerability scan? I'd get some who'd say yes, but I'd get a lot who'd say no. And I said, and I would say this with my sales dude on the call, and I still built a $5 million ARR practice doing this. I would say to them, if you've never done a vulnerability scan, and you hire me to do this pen test, this will be the most expensive vulnerability scan you have ever paid for in your entire life. Because I will probably find, because my role is to hack the low-hanging fruit and find a way into the system. And if you've got insert remotely executable vulnerability here on this device, and I hack into it with that, that's what I'm going to write you up on, when your vulnerability scanner probably could have found it. You probably could have fixed it months ago. I said, so if you want me to come in here to write a report that helps you take it to the board so that you can get IT to patch their stuff and you're willing to pay for it, sure, but let's be ridiculously transparent that you're going to waste a lot of money for something you can do yourself. When you can get to that level of transparency about the value you bring to an organization, you're on a whole new level, right? Most of you aren't on that level because you think you're special. I mean, you're special to me. I don't mean it like that. You're special to me, right? But you think that you do something super elite sauce that just isn't true. You need to be realistic with yourselves. Oh, this is where you are way wrong. This is where you are way, way wrong. In chat right there, I guarantee my org only pays for pen tests because of compliance. That right there disproves that statement. Everybody cares more about GRC standards than they do your pen test. The reason is a failure to comply is a direct loss of business. If you fail your PCI DSS, that is a loss of business. If you fail your GDPR compliance requirements, 15% of your revenue fined against you. You don't hear anybody say, if you don't, first of all, pen testers refuse to do a pass or fail on pen tests because they're so afraid of a pass or fail. But you don't ever hear anybody say, if you don't have a 100% clean pen test, we're going to charge you 15%. You don't hear that. Again, I want you to, I am not saying that pen testing does not have a role in a cybersecurity organization, but you are not God's gift to cyber. Not God's gift to cyber. All right. That was a fun tangent. I like that. Like, I don't mind doing that all day long. I do not mind doing that all day long. Let's see what else we got here. This is a long one. I'm new here. Welcome. Glad to see you. I'm always happy to see new faces around here. I'm currently studying for Net Plus, A Plus, Sec Plus. As a newbie who would like to get a job in soccer sport team, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I already have knowledge of A Plus, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's, again, really ambiguous. I'm not sure what you mean by you feel like you're wasting your time. You know, no learning should ever feel like you're wasting your time. Right? No learning should ever feel like you're wasting your time. If you feel like you're wasting your time learning, I would ask yourself, is it because you feel like you already know the knowledge, you already know the stuff, or you met? So a golf course analogy. Been playing for a year, right? Been playing for a year. You got 18 holes. Your goal is to get the ball from one part of the fairway to the other part of the fairway and into the hole, right? That's the objective, to go from one side of the fairway to the other side. Hopefully in as few strokes as possible, but hey, as long as you get there, it's fine. Right? There's a idea in golf that if you focus on the outcome, you'll never get good. right? Because if you focus on the outcome, like my outcome this week could be just to get the ball to the other end of the fairway and get it on the green. But next week, my goal could be I want to birdie every hole for 18 holes. How realistic is that outcome? Not very realistic, is it? And so there's a concept in golf where they teach you to focus on the process. Once you focus on the process, the outcomes will come. So that's what I would encourage you to do in your learning journey, is to focus on the process of learning, to focus on the process of getting smarter, to focus on the process of being, as good as you possibly can in your craft. When you focus on the process, you will instinctively get better. Focus on the process, please. There's a lot of like this one just came through, right? Like any other person. There's a lot of new folks here, right? We always get new folks who come into the channel. And this question, you saw we just literally answered yet another question from somebody else who's taken a program that teaches all the same stuff that you see here. There's a reason why these programs can teach A+, Sec+, Net+. And as if we didn't harp on economics enough during this stream, I will almost always guarantee you that they didn't pick those certs because they're the best in the industry. Whether you like it or not, they picked those certs because they were cost effective. They had publicly available materials. Hell, they probably hired somebody from INE to write training material for them. And then they tell you to go out and take the cert on your own. Skillsoft, yeah, it's another one. Right? So, first thing to do is to recognize that you're not getting any fantastic level, like you're not getting put on a pedestal with these certs. Another thing, we just got done talking about supply and demand in the job market. You look at those 4 certs that you've got listed there, A+, Sec+, Net+, CYSA+. How many people are in your class? How many classes do they run a year? And how many other people are copying their program and doing the exact same thing across the US or the world? Remember, I said there and talked about the check boxes, right? And so, rescue diver, I'm just going to pick on you just because we got yours up. It's no offense. It's not targeting you personally. But you've got rescue diver who has A+, Sec+, Net+, and CYSA+. I just answered another question from Racy Turner who had A+, Sec+, Net+, all the way down. When I'm looking at resumes and I just see 2 people with the exact same skills, we're just checking boxes at that point in time. How do I make a decision about who to hire, one or the other? If I've got 100 of those where the check boxes are all exactly the same because you all took the same course, you all took the same class from the same university with the same roadmap and the same plan, how are you going to differentiate yourself? How am I going to look at your resume versus the other 99 other resumes and say, yeah, I want to bring this person in for an interview? Because I can't bring all 100 of you in for interviews. So I got to make a decision. What do you think I'm going to use as a deciding factor? A resume that doesn't have that stuff on it. No, not experience. No, that's where you're wrong. That is where you're wrong. It's not experience. I'm looking for a standout. I'm looking for somebody who stands out from the crowd. Experience doesn't make you stand out. It certainly helps in some cases. But if I'm hiring truly entry level, if I'm hiring your first job entry level, I would actually shy away from anybody with experience because that's not my goal. You have to find a way to stand out. All these good suggestions, right? Create content, demonstrate your skills and knowledge in a public legally, participating in a CTF, home labs. You have to find a way to stand out, right? Go back, save this clip, save this stream, and listen to it. If I've got two candidates and I'm truly hiring entry-level candidates, and you've both been to two different universities, but both been given the same 4 CompTIA certs, you're not unique. I hate to say this, you're a commodity worker. You could be replaced with AI. You could have your job outsourced to cheaper labor. If that's how you're valuing your worth as an entry-level person based on the search that you've gotten from a puppy mill equivalent university, then you're going to get treated like a commodity worker. And I don't believe any of you are like that. I don't believe any of you are like that. This is fair. I mean, but listen, I'm happy to give my thoughts on any certification, but it's not like certifications aren't a standout like they used to be. Let's be clear. Certifications used to be a standout. I will absolutely admit that. There was a long time where certifications would absolutely be a standout. Not these days. If you're using certifications, if your question is geared towards, is this certification going to help me stand out a resume? You can go ahead and in your head have me listen to me say it to you now. Look you in the eyes, clip this one. No, it's not. You could clip that, and anytime you doubt it, repeat that clip back to yourself. If you think a cert is going to make you stand out on a resume, the answer is no. Are they good for helping you build knowledge? Without a doubt. Hands down, every day of the week, twice on Sunday. They should, this is where you hear me say, chase knowledge, not certs. When you chase the certs and you get frustrated because you're not getting the jobs, you think it's because you don't have the right certs. When in fact, listen, this is going to be, God, you hear me say it, like, this is going to be another one of those hurt people's feelings thing. See me warming up to it. Hurt me. I love it. Does anybody here, drop it in chat if you do. View social media content for anything other than cybersecurity stuff. God, blasphemy. I know, like fitness, healthcare, weight loss, healthy eating, self-improvement, things like that, right? Games, yeah, games works, right? If you take a step back, like almost take your consciousness and have it leave your body and look at the world from the outside, and you look at it over the span of your life, I'm sure most of you, when you do that, can agree, as a technologically advanced society, it's become real easy to create content. Right? Real easy to create content. Hell, I would argue that everybody who listens to my voice could turn on a camera tomorrow and produce content. Like there's no gatekeeping to content. It's literally that easy to create content. If anybody's ever watched any of those TikToks or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or anything like that with all these business influencers who drive Lamborghinis and throw money in the air and go to fancy, parties and sideline seats of the at the ball game and bullshit like that, right? And then they say, you too could have this lifestyle, just buy my course. You ever seen those? Anybody ever seen that content? Do you know why that is? Because of you. Yeah, you. Because you are the demand. Because of questions like this. Because you're chasing certs, not knowledge. Because you, like somebody addicted to drugs, says, I just need one more cert. I just need one more cert from this person who says that they can get me a job in 90 days. If I just paid for this course, I could get a job in 90 days. That's how easy it's become. And so, yes, there used to be a world that existed where if you had certain certs, you had a certain pedigree about you. But just like anything else in life, the volume of availability has diluted the quality of the supply. I know I said a lot of really big words there, right? You may have to clip that one and repeat it back to yourself. But because everybody and their brother can create content, because you could go on YouTube and search for Metasploit video and see 10,000 Metasploit videos, anybody who has any good content is obviously trying to make some money, gating their content behind a paywall because they know they can, or trying to tell you that they're teaching you something that you can learn for free on the internet. And so, again, chase the knowledge that comes out of certs instead of chasing the cert itself, because certs are not the pedestal that they used to be. They're not the pedestal that they used to be. Now, if I were to answer this question differently, is the content good? Absolutely. The contents are good. Do I think it will get you a job? No, I do not think it will get you a job. All right, I promised you a programming announcement. That was 45 minutes ago. I did kind of get on a couple of high horses there for a second. I do love questions. I do love the Friday morning AMAs. This is my favorite stream of the week. It is. It absolutely is the favorite stream of the week. But with that being said, I might have a new favorite stream of the week. Did Neil say he's going to do another stream during the week? I think Neil said he was going to do another stream of the week. Are we about to get another stream announcement? Oh, shit. Yes. Yes, you are. I'll be making a LinkedIn post later today, kind of talking about it, but because I'm streaming this morning, you all get first-hand knowledge of it. Starting next Thursday, and if my co-host is listening, maybe he can shoot me a message and remind me of the time, or maybe my producer is around and my producer can shoot me the time because I'm bad and I forgot the time. I have no idea. It'll be on the LinkedIn post. Sometime next Thursday. Haha. I'm going to make you wait all day on Thursday. Sometime next Thursday, I'm going to be starting a new dedicated show. It'll be right here on the Cyber and Security channel, so you don't have to follow or go anywhere else. I do want to remind you to hit ! Discord, my mouth, ran a little fast on that one. Hit ! Discord to get the Discord links. Hit ! Socials to get the social links. There we go. See? If I do it today. Yeah, Thursday at 3 a.m. I promise it won't be 3 a.m. I think we settled on sometime in the afternoon. I just can't remember when it was in the afternoon. Anyway, we've through the last 4 years of being on the stream, we've really kind of focused on two primary aspects of streaming, right? We've had experts come in on Wednesdays frequently. By the way, I'm not done answering questions. I'm going to go back to answering questions. I've still got some more time before I got to wrap it up. But I do want to talk about this programming announcement because it is super important, right? But we've focused in on Wednesdays, where Wednesdays have been interviews, primarily interviews. We bring in people from across the industry and we talk to them about different aspects of cyber, right? We've had Alyssa Knight on talking about API hacking. We've had the community director at Synac talking about, Synac Red Team and what it's like to, be part of a company that does pen testing for hire all the time with, some really awesome people. We've had Joel Fulton on, who's a former CISO of Splunk turned entrepreneur. So, we run the gamut of folks that we have on the stream all the time. We've had lawyers, we've had GRC folks, we've had all sorts of folks on the stream. And that's been really awesome. We've definitely loved doing that. We're definitely going to continue to look for key people that we think are awesome to have on stream. And then we've traditionally had these Friday streams where we do the AMAs, which we always kind of reserve as this place where we sit down and we bullshit and we kind of talk about the state of cyber and we kind of cover the wide gamut of stuff. I've always been disappointed in dedicated content really focused on what I would consider to be security operations, right? You'll sometimes hear people talk about quote unquote blue team. And I think blue team is one aspect of it, but I think security operations as a whole is something that we do not talk enough about, right? You'll hear me advocate for security operators and incident responders and SOC analysts on a day-to-day basis because they are the frontline soldiers. Anybody in the chat who's been, former or current military, Army, Marines, you know the value of those frontline soldiers, right? They're the grunts. They're getting shit on, if you will, on a day-to-day basis. They're having to respond to alerts like crazy. Every time that there's an incident, like it's all hands on deck. It's absolutely a fire drill, right? They are the shoulders that are carrying the security of your organization. And for the longest time, I've been wanting to do content that really highlights the challenges and the solutions around a security operations function. And so I think I may have found that, and I'm going to bring it to you. Starting next Thursday, you'll be able to tune into a special programming called Security Data Operations. I'll have a hashtag for it, in today's post. Ask you to use that hashtag to kind of help promote it. But there's a data problem in security, if you're not aware, right? Especially my blue teamers. My blue teamers probably know this more than anyone. My security engineers, my security architects know this more. Security data is everywhere. Everywhere. whether it's in the cloud, whether it's on-prem, whether it's in technologies, whether it's in 3 different clouds. There are lots of organizations that have 3 different clouds, right? Security data is everywhere. And fundamentally understanding how the security landscape has changed and needs to change in a post-COVID world where data and security operations now need to take on a more conjoined role, it'll be a great opportunity for you to learn about all of that, participate in conversations. And I do have a co-host. I do have a co-host. My good friend, I use the word friend lightly. We'll see how this goes. My good friend, Jonathan Rao. Many of you follow some of his posts on social network, his social media, social networking, LinkedIn, whatever, socials for a while. He's rather ornery, like a true Army person. All right. Good guy, really smart. Smarter than me when it comes to data. Pretty good dude. He's got a good sense of humor. I say all that as I think about, we may have to change the rating of this stream. Currently it's rated as mature. We may have to change the rating of the stream to NC-17 or something like that. Just that's how much extra this may end up going up, having him on the stream. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Either way, we'll give it a try. We're going to give it a run. I think it's going to be great. There's a lot of content that's around there. I think it's a great way to start the conversation about re-envisioning what a new version of security operations as a whole is going to look like. I've been watching it transpire over the last couple years, and I don't think there's enough conversation about it. It's not 3 a.m. Central Time. That was a joke. It's not 3 a.m. Central Time. It's not 3 a.m. Central Time. B-Sec, you can't joke in chat. People take it seriously. Can't joke in chat. People take it seriously. Follow those socials. Turn that notification on. There'll be a social post on it today. I don't remember exactly. Like I said, that's probably pretty bad on me. I'm hoping that somebody from my production team is listening and can tell me. I want to say it's 2 or 3 in the afternoon Eastern time is what I'm thinking towards, but check social media. It'll be up. Plus, here's what I will also do. I'll also add it as a scheduled event in both, or in all 3, in LinkedIn, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you've got the notifications turned on those platforms for my scheduled events, you'll see it. You'll get the notification for the scheduled event. But I'm super excited with it. As always, I want you to bring your questions. Now, this is an opportunity for us to be very, very focused and very, very specific. We're definitely We're definitely trying to be as European friendly as possible. As you know, we have chased and struggled through the course of this stream to try to make it as forgiving across all time zones. I promise you, full heart, we're trying to take all time zones absolutely into consideration when we do this. That's why I think the afternoon is kind of where we landed. I've got full support of Query to do this in the middle of the day, so it's not conflicting with my work schedule. And so we're doing this to make this information available to you. I think it's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. But as I was saying before, this is going to be an opportunity to be focused on specific content, right? And so this is an opportunity. Here's how you make the most of this content. Show up, tune in. You'll either learn something that you weren't thinking about, or if you're in the space, you can come with those questions and ideas. And it gives us an opportunity to focus in on content that will make the learning, it's like honing a knife. It'll make the learning that much sharper. All right, back to questions really fast. We'll do some more questions. I'm gonna check my calendar, my Slack really quick. All right, yeah. All right. We'll do some more questions. We'll try to speed round some of these questions. If you got questions, now's the time to drop them in. We're gonna speed round some of these. Hey, Neil, good morning. Do you still do resume reviews? Your review helped me land a current gig as cloud security engineer, asking for someone who might be new. Yes, I need to get those back on the calendar so that we can do the next resume review. This is a reminder to make sure you hit that ! Discord and get access to our Discord. That'll be the best place where you're going to be able to drop your resume when it does come resume review time. I do enjoy doing them. I do want to do them. Thank you, Edward, for for the feedback that it did help you get a cloud security engineer job. It always makes me happy to know that the reviews that we did helped people get jobs. That's the goal. If you are interested in, having a dedicated resume review, you can hit ! Coaching in chat, get access to my TopMate profile, and I'll be more than happy to schedule a one-on-one with you where we can talk about some career-specific stuff or do a resume review. Golf question: what's your handicap? Curious, as I'm a pen tester that used to be a golf professional. You and I might need it. Hey, I would be more. I've got a guy here in Raleigh who caddies for me in exchange for coaching. So he'll caddy for me for 4 hours on the golf course for a tournament. And as we're sitting on the tee box waiting for somebody to hit, he gets coaching. Easy as that. I'll tell you my handicap. And I shouldn't be embarrassed about it because of where I'm at in my journey, but I am embarrassed about it because it's not up to my expectations. Again, how many of you can relate to that, right? When you get asked that question. I do, however, believe that the handicap system is broken. Right? I do think the handicap system is broken. I do think that handicap-based tournaments are a bunch of feel-good mechanisms for shitty golfers. I don't know if I hurt anybody's feelings with that one. I would much rather play gross tournaments all day long and look at a terrible score than have to chase somebody who's got a freaking 30 or 40 handicap, who's going to beat me every time because they get 3 strokes per hole because of the handicap system. But my handicap is an 11. I'm crouching in on single digits. That's after a year of hard work and practice. I have good days and I have bad days. I can usually shoot. So like on the 9-hole tournaments on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm anywhere from 4 to 5 over par on the Tuesday, Thursdays. And then, the tournaments, I've played at some really hard courses and my scores are arguably worse on the harder courses. As you can imagine, they're harder courses. They're supposed to be. So I'm also still learning things about like different grasses, different, oh my God, the way the grass is cut, not the lie. Somebody who's golfing help me out. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I'm still learning about all that stuff. So I appreciate any pointers, advice. Please follow my Instagram for golf stuff. You're welcome to give me any pointers. Absolutely. I take any and all of it. What knowledge should beginner focus in order to master the field of offensive penetration testing? What are the certifications to be considered for gaining some experience in this field? I'll say the same thing about certifications that I've said before. Chase knowledge, not certs. Nobody will ever master any field in cybersecurity. Anybody who tells you that you can is lying to you. But you can be really good by following your passion. Man. Yeah, this is a good one, right? All the hack I've seen at my workplaces are because people clicking bad links or programmers using infected libraries or Linux guys loosely on security. Absolutely. And again, like that's most of the breaches. That's most of the breaches that you see is people clicking on bad links. They're not 0-day exploits that bypass, firewalls on the edge, right? This is 100% true. People, I hate to say people are the weakest link, There's a lot of problems with people and organizations, and that makes it really hard. Serious question. Happy Gilmore sequel. How happy does that make you? All right, here we go. Cyber Secrets. Cyber Secrets. I never watched the first Happy Gilmore. Does that make me a bad golfer? I don't like Adam Sandler, and I don't like stupid comedies. That one never appealed to me. So, I mean, I think it's cool that Tiger's going to be in it. Paige is going to be in it. I think there's a couple other big names that are going to be in it. I think that's pretty cool, but you know, maybe I'll watch it just because Tiger's in it. But I'm not as big. I'm not as much into it as like other people are. Hey Neil, been following you since before graduation university in 2022. Wow, thank you for the long time follow. I appreciate that. For my first role, I was hired as an application security architect. 2 years later, I'm seeking a new role and having quite a hard time getting interviews. Any thought on why this is the case? Yes, you're having a hard time getting interviews because of supply and demand. Grain, thank you, Callie. I knew somebody was going to do it. Appreciate that. You're having a hard time getting interviews because you're not standing out from the crowd. Grain is what I was thinking of. Thank you, Callie. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Reading the grain on some holes, like understanding when my ball's lying in the grass, whether it's going to come out as a flyer, whether it's sitting high enough that I'm going to be able to get a club underneath it for a more lofted shot to land soft. Those little nuances, those are currently where my biggest struggles are. Hitting irons off of tight lies. One of the golf courses that we play at, actually, was the one I played at yesterday. It's a muni golf course, so, I mean, the ground's not great. And so there's a lot of places where the ball lands on, like, some hard-packed dirt, right? And so figuring out how to hit a compressed iron shot off a tight lie has been challenging. Those are the types of... If you got any pointers on that stuff, hit me up in my DMs. Hit me up on my DMs. All right. Man, there's a lot of questions in here, but I think this is a good stopping point. I got some stuff that I got to take care of. I got to get that social post out. Listen, we've been here for 2 hours. I love streaming with you guys. You guys make my morning. You guys make my week. You guys make my month. Please hit me up on social media. Please follow my golf journey on my Instagram account. You can also follow Cyber Insecurity on Instagram as well for cybersecurity content. We will be starting new programming next Thursday. I do believe that getting back into the habit, having a dedicated programming schedule like this will help me get back into the habit. Once I get back into the habit, you know what that means. That means more streams. I just saw this one just because it was about resume reviews. I'll do this one. What platform can I approach you and your team for a dedicated resume review? Can somebody post the top mate link from Twitch over into YouTube? Beard Second, I need to get the bot working over on YouTube. But if somebody could do that for me, I'll give you a Chris high five. There you go. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay awesome. Be cool. If you're in Twitch, you can hit the exclamation point coaching for a resume review. Does that work? Nope, that doesn't. That's the self one. Hit exclamation point coaching in Twitch. Stay awesome. Have a great week. I appreciate all of you. You guys make streaming worthwhile. I really do mean that. You guys have been key. I want you to understand you've been key to my cancer journey. You don't realize it sometimes, but your support, your DMs, whatever platform you DM me on, your mentions, your ats, things like that. Whenever somebody says like, who are the most influential people that you know, and you guys tag me and stuff, that shit hits in the feels, man. And I appreciate it. It helps me get through a lot of this stuff. So I appreciate you. Stay awesome. Whether you're on the red team, blue team, or still deciding, keep learning. And I'll see you next time. As soon as I can find my outro button.
Turn a 90210 into a party. She ain't really messing with nobody. Tell her what's the deal, like she calling. If she playing games and I'm falling. Turn a 90210 into a party.